Long-range sensors have picked up a ship approaching.
It's Federation.
What's up, lore masters? In the latest episode of Star Trek Discovery, specifically the episode Sukal, there was one plot point that really bugged me. Before I continue, I guess I should say major spoilers ahead, so be prepared. For those who need a refresher, while out on a mission far away from everything, the USS Discovery attempts to investigate a Federation distress signal from the point of origin where the burn occurred. They arrive to find a ship in the middle of a dilithium nursery. Michael Burnham, Saru, and Hugh beam down to try to figure out what happened to the last survivor and where they are. During this time, Ensign Tilly is given command of the USS Discovery. We'll be discussing that at a later time.
Long-range sensors have picked up a ship approaching.
It's Federation.
But they sent the correct response codes. They're 10 minutes out.
The Discovery detects a ship headed their way at high warp with a Federation signal. This vessel even has the correct friend or foe challenge codes, but they aren't responding to attempts at communication. The crew of the Discovery find it odd that said Starfleet ship isn't responding to them, especially given how far away everyone is from home. It's even noted that maybe this ship was caught stranded during the burn.
There shouldn't be any Federation ships here.
Unless they've been stranded since the burn.
This is not the place I'd want to stay for 125 years.
Which, if it was, how this vessel would have the correct Federation response codes is beyond me. The fact that's never questioned is something we're just going to have to give a pass. After more tense moments, lo and behold, the vessel actually turns out to be an Emerald Chain ship, and not just any Emerald Chain ship, but the command vessel. The crime syndicate boss is able to stall the Discovery long enough to beam people on board it, take over the mind of Stamets, and even gain control of Discovery right before using the spore drive to go back to Starfleet Command. I'll be discussing the tactical blunder that is Ensign Tilly's command another time, but for the moment, there is a major question. How did Osyraa know where the Discovery was? How did she know about the spore drive? How had she gained the 31st century's ship-to-ship challenge codes? And how was she able to bypass Discovery's security protocols so that they aren't alerted that an intruder has been beamed aboard? There are some viable explanations, so let's just get into it. One of the possible answers is that Starfleet has been compromised. In this dark time, it would make a lot of sense. However, if there was a spy within the military organization, they'd have to be pretty high up. The information that Osyraa has and the ability to strike like she did indicates that her sources are very powerful. There really are only two elements that would be aware of what was going on. Well, in theory. That would be Admiral Vance, who gave the order for them to go and investigate, and those on board the USS Discovery. This includes, of course, Book. Ironically, all of this could lead back to my discussion before about how the Admiral may be evil, and the one who gave up Discovery. Shout out to the commenter who made a pretty good argument that it all could be the good Admiral. Though when breaking it down, the weakest element is, of course, Book. He could have betrayed them all. Perhaps he was broken in the camps and came back as an agent of the Chain. This is wildly against his character, and there's no real evidence of it, so personally, I highly doubt it. On that score, I don't think any of the Discovery crew gave it away. If they did, this would be something that is seemingly out of nowhere and highly convenient. There's no real storytelling clues, so it would ultimately be bad writing. Now remember, I did say that only two elements of Starfleet would know what's going on. I also added in theory. There is one other element that could be in play. The one person I haven't discussed yet would be
April 5th is my birthday.
The man in the glasses. Now, I doubt very much that he is a double agent, but it is possible that this is some long game being played by the man to bring the high command of the Emerald Chain to them. He wants Osyraa to show her hand. In essence, the Chain would have Starfleet right where the man in the glasses wants them. The only thing I would note is that the Emerald Chain knowing about the spore drive isn't exactly a big deal. A lot of people are making it that, but remember, Vance tells all of his captains that this exists. He does state it's top secret, however, I wouldn't be surprised if it got out somehow. Loose lips and all that. For my money, I don't think it's any of this. If I had to guess how Osyraa knew everything, well,
None of this is in the field manual.
It got interesting, so I moved on to the technical manual to see what happened next. What I found out is that you guys don't know that you can amplify your signals within subspace. You're not allowed food in here.
But you can do that?
Couriers travel to pockets of the galaxy where subspace relays are few and far between. We use range extenders to amplify weak signals.
So this is an Emerald Chain tool?
One of the benefits of doing business with them.
a lot of people have used the technology to say that Book is a traitor, working with the chain, as I've discussed. I don't think so. Personally, it's more likely that he was just wrong about the technology being safe. I think the chain had always had the ability to track him and pick and choose when they were going to go after him. I mean, on that point, when we first encounter Book, he was founded by another quote-unquote courier. It's possible that the chain used the technology to tell the courier where to find him. Book just thought that it was convenient that the guy shows up. Now, again, it is possible that Osyraa flipped him. I really doubt it. As a filmmaker, I ultimately have to be a writer as well, and one of the key ingredients in good writing is to look at what happens in the real world. Catastrophic events that occur are rarely ever due just to one thing. Generally, if it's catastrophic, it occurs due to multiple failures that start out small, move to fatal, ultimately mortal, and then catastrophic. If the writers are doing their job, then we should see something intricate and a combination of things that results in the Emerald Chain winning this battle. And with that, let me be honest. Up until now, Season 3 Discovery has had really good writing, really good characterization, and interesting arcs. I'm trusting that while they may not have written this storyline to lore runners' satisfaction when it comes to breakdowns, they'll give a good reason for how and why Osyraa was able to do what she did. But all of these are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next Lore Reloaded.